My beloved child, listen closely. Not with your ears, but with that quiet place inside you that has been waiting for relief. There is a gentle movement happening around your life right now, something subtle, something sacred, something you cannot fully see yet, but you can feel it if you become still enough. Like the moment just before sunrise when the sky is still dark, but the darkness has already lost its authority. That is where you stand now. Not at the end, not yet at the full celebration, but no longer where you once struggled. Something invisible has already begun to move in your favor. I want you to understand this with peace in your heart. Just because you have not touched the final miracle does not mean the miracle has not already started walking toward you. Just because the door is not fully open does not mean the lock has not already turned. Just because the storm clouds still appear above you does not mean the winds have not already begun to change direction under my command. Feel that truth settle into your chest like warm light. There were forces that once pushed against your progress, thoughts that delayed you, fears that whispered hesitation, situations that felt frozen in time. But what you could not see was my hand slowly changing the pressure around you. Resistance that once stood like a wall is now only dust in the air. What once blocked your path has already begun dissolving, grain by grain, moment by moment. You wondered why nothing seemed to change. You wondered why I remained silent while you prayed with tired eyes and a hopeful but trembling heart. You wondered why I did not announce what I was doing, but I tell you now with love. I waited because your human eyes search for instant evidence, and if I had spoken too early, you might have doubted the process. You might have measured divine movement with earthly clocks. You might have looked around too fast and said, nothing is different, while heaven was already rearranging your tomorrow. Sometimes I protect your faith by allowing you to walk without seeing the machinery of your miracle, because faith grows strongest in quiet soil. There are seasons where I speak loudly, and there are seasons where I work silently. And this was a silent season, not empty, not forgotten. Not abandoned, just quietly transforming. Imagine standing in a vast field at night. You see nothing growing, you hear nothing moving. Everything appears still, but beneath the surface, roots are stretching, seeds are breaking open. Life is pushing through darkness without applause. That is how I have been working in your life. You were not delayed, you were being prepared, you were not rejected, you were being redirected, you were not ignored. You were being repositioned. And now, something has shifted. Not completely finished, but undeniably started. A spiritual turning point, a sacred adjustment, a new permission released from heaven. Feel this, like a massive golden gate somewhere beyond your vision slowly beginning to open. Not with noise, but with authority. Not with chaos, but with peace. The hinges moving without struggle because the timing is finally right. And as that gate opens, streams of warm light begin to pour through the opening, touching paths that once felt closed. That light is reaching you, even now, especially now. I know you wanted clear signs. I know you wanted immediate confirmation. I know you wanted something you could point to and say, there it is. But what I was building needed to be protected from your doubts, from outside voices, from premature celebration. So I allowed the first movement to happen in the unseen. Because what begins in the spirit becomes unshakable in the physical. You see delay, I see alignment, you see waiting, I see orchestration, you see silence, I see construction. Take a slow breath right now and imagine this. Above your head there is a soft golden glow forming, like liquid sunlight gathering in the shape of a crown. It is not heavy, it is not distant, it is warm, it is alive. And as it begins to pour downward, it flows like gentle honey made of light, touching your thoughts first, calming the chaos, quieting the fear, softening the questions that kept you awake at night. Let it flow further down into your chest, where disappointment once lived. Feel it replacing heaviness with warmth. Feel it dissolving invisible pressure you carried for too long. Let it flow into your hands, the same hands that kept trying, the same hands that sometimes felt empty. Watch how they begin to glow as if they are being prepared to hold something valuable. Because they are. Because you are not reaching toward nothing. You are reaching toward what is already being released. There are moments when miracles arrive like lightning, but there are also moments when miracles arrive like sunrise. Slowly, gently, undeniably. And you are standing in a sunrise moment. I need you to trust something deeper than proof. I need you to trust the shift before the applause. I need you to believe in movement before manifestation becomes obvious. So hear this instruction clearly, spoken with love and authority. Be still inside your thoughts. Stop fighting the process I have already begun. And hear this second instruction just as clearly. Open your heart to receive without fear, because what is coming was prepared with your name in my light. You have carried questions about worth, questions about timing, questions about whether you were seen. Let me answer gently. You were always seen. Even in the moments when you felt invisible to the world, you were never invisible to me. Every quiet tear was recorded like a prayer. Every attempt you made when nobody noticed was counted like courage. Every time you almost gave up but didn't, that became strength stored for this moment. Nothing sincere you did was wasted. Nothing honest you tried disappeared. Nothing faithful you whispered fell into emptiness. It all became part of the turning that is happening now. Imagine now that you are standing beside a calm ocean at dawn. The water is smooth like glass. The sky is painted with soft gold and pale blue. And as you look across the horizon, you begin to see something unusual. Tiny lights appearing above the water like floating stars. They begin drifting toward you, slowly, peacefully. Each light carries something meant for you. One carries peace you asked for. One carries strength you thought you lost. One carries an opportunity you thought had passed. One carries financial flow that was being prepared quietly. One carries healing for something you never spoke about. And they are not rushing because what is meant for you does not need to race. It arrives with certainty. As these lights reach the shore, they dissolve into the air and become part of your atmosphere. You begin breathing them without effort. And with each breath, something inside you begins to believe again. Because hope is returning, not loud hope, not forced hope, but calm, mature, unshakable hope. The kind that says something good is already happening even if I cannot measure it yet. This is where wealth begins too, not just money, but the energy that allows money, opportunity, favor, and right timing to find you. Abundance always begins as permission inside your spirit before it becomes provision in your hands. And I am telling you now, permission has been granted. There were doors that required spiritual authorization before they could open. There were connections that required timing. There were flows that required alignment of people, places, and moments. Those approvals are beginning. Picture now a gentle rain beginning to fall around you. But this is not ordinary rain. Each drop shines like tiny pieces of gold. Not heavy, not overwhelming. Just steady, consistent, peaceful. Miracle rain. As it touches the ground around you, small closed flowers begin to open instantly. As it touches your shoulders, tension leaves. As it touches your path, obstacles soften. This is how blessings often arrive, not always as one explosion, but as consistent showers that change everything over time. Do not despise small evidence. Small movement is still movement. Quiet progress is still progress. You are closer than you think, closer than your fears say, closer than your doubts admit, closer than yesterday. And I need you to release something now. Release the idea that nothing is happening just because everything is not finished. Completion is not the only sign of progress. Beginning is also a miracle. And your beginning has already restarted. There is also forgiveness happening around you. Some of it for others, some of it for yourself. Because abundance flows easiest through a heart that is no longer carrying old poison. Let the past become a closed chapter without rereading it. Let mistakes become teachers instead of chains. Let regret become wisdom instead of weight. You are not required to remain who you were when you did not know what you know now. Growth gives you permission to become new, and I am already speaking newness over you. You may not see the full staircase yet, but the next step has appeared. Take that step without demanding to see the entire path. Light appears where trust walks. Now feel another vision. See before you a massive doorway made of pure light, taller than any building you have seen. It was once sealed. You stood before it before and nothing moved. But now, without you pushing, without you begging, the surface begins to glow. Lines of light begin forming across it like rivers of fire, drawing new patterns. Then slowly, gracefully, it begins to open inward, not because you forced it, because it is time. Inside you see brightness, opportunities, expansion, peace, resources, connections, ideas, strength, provision, and you realize something important. You were never being punished by the closed door, you were being timed by it, and now timing has changed. Walk forward in your mind and see yourself stepping through. Notice how nothing resists you now. Notice how natural it feels. Notice how the air on the other side feels lighter. This is the atmosphere you are entering, an atmosphere where your effort meets favor, where your preparation meets opportunity, where your faith meets response. You asked why I did not announce this earlier. Because I needed the change to become irreversible before your eyes searched for it. Now the foundation is different. Now movement is authorized. Now what was paused is breathing again. Trust the quiet momentum. Trust the unseen arrangements. Trust that I know how to complete what I begin. And now let these words settle into you like seeds of power. I am attracting what is meant for me. I am supported by divine timing. I am walking in prepared favor. Let those settle like anchors inside your mind. You do not need to chase everything anymore. Some things are beginning to locate you. The right ideas, the right conversations, the right chances, the right flows. Even wealth has a spiritual GPS, and when alignment happens, it finds its destination. Stay humble, stay grateful, stay ready. Because gratitude multiplies what is coming. And here is something beautiful. Even now there are solutions forming that you did not specifically ask for because you did not know to ask. I answer needs you cannot yet name. Just as a loving shepherd guides a traveler away from danger they never saw, I have guided you away from losses you never knew were near. Protection is also a blessing. Redirection is also a blessing. Delay from harm is also a blessing. You are more covered than you realize. Let peace replace your urgency. Let trust replace your pressure. Let quiet confidence replace your exhaustion. The chapter changing around you is not based on luck, it is based on love. And love does not forget who it is guiding. Tonight, or whenever you hear this, I want you to rest your mind for a moment and imagine yourself lying in a field under a sky filled with slow-moving stars. Each star pulses gently like a heartbeat. And you realize something. They are not distant, they are responding. You are not shouting into emptiness. You are speaking into a listening universe held inside my care. Your life is not random pages. It is a written story still unfolding. And this part, this exact part, is where the pressure begins turning into progress, where the waiting begins turning into arrival, where the questions begin turning into testimony. So do not measure your life only by what is finished. Measure it also by what has begun moving again, because something has begun, something real, something guided, something that cannot be easily stopped now because the shift did not start in your hands. It started in my authority. And what I set into motion with love carries a power greater than resistance. So walk forward with a calmer heart, speak with quieter fear, sleep with deeper trust, work with renewed belief, because you are not trying to start something anymore. You are continuing something that has already started for you. Receive this peace, receive this assurance, receive this unseen progress, and let this final whisper settle gently into your spirit like a blessing carried on warm wind. And even now, as you continue listening in this quiet meeting between your soul and my presence, something deeper is happening that your logical mind cannot fully explain. There is a soft rewiring taking place inside your belief system. Old thoughts that once told you maybe not are slowly being replaced with a calmer truth that whispers, why not you? Because you were never excluded from goodness. You were never disqualified from peace. You were never too late for restoration. There were simply layers that needed to fall away. Fears that needed to lose their voice. Wounds that needed to release their hold on your identity. And you did not even realize how strong you were becoming while you were just trying to survive. Every day you continued when you felt tired, every time you tried again after disappointment, every moment you chose hope even when it felt fragile. You were unknowingly stepping into a stronger version of yourself. Strength is often born quietly. Transformation often happens without announcement. Miracles often begin while you think nothing is changing. There is something I want you to see now. Close your eyes for a moment in your imagination and picture yourself walking through a long hallway made of soft white stone. The air is warm, peaceful, filled with a faint golden glow that seems to come from nowhere and everywhere at the same time. Along the walls are doors, many doors, each representing moments of your life. Some are labeled with pain you remember, some with dreams you put aside. Some with opportunities you thought you missed, and as you walk past them, you may expect them to remain closed. But something unexpected happens. One by one, as you pass, they begin to unlock on their own. Not all at once, not dramatically, just gentle clicks, soft releases, quiet permission. Because what was once closed by fear is now being opened by growth. What was once closed by timing is now opening because timing has matured. What was once closed by uncertainty is now opening because your spirit is ready to carry what is inside. Keep walking in this vision. At the end of this hallway, you see one door brighter than the rest. Light is flowing from the edges like sunrise escaping through curtains. As you approach, you may feel hesitation. That old voice asking, "What if I'm not ready?" But listen carefully to my answer. You do not have to feel ready to be ready, you only have to be willing. Because readiness in my kingdom is not perfection, it is openness. Place your hand on that door in your mind, feel the warmth, feel the life inside it. And as you gently push, notice how easily it opens now compared to before. On the other side, you do not see pressure. You see expansion, you see room to grow, you see resources, you see learning, you see unexpected help. You see financial pathways forming like rivers finding their direction. Because provision is not just money appearing, it is pathways forming. It is ideas connecting. It is courage activating. It is favor touching your name in rooms you have never entered. You have been thinking wealth only looks like numbers, but true wealth begins as flow. Flow of thought, flow of opportunity, flow of right timing, flow of inner stability. So that when resources arrive, they stay instead of slipping away through fear or self-doubt. I'm not only preparing blessings for you, I'm preparing you for the blessings so they do not overwhelm you, so they do not disappear, so they become part of a stable life instead of a temporary moment. There is also healing happening in places you thought would always feel sensitive. Some memories will soon stop hurting the way they used to. Not because they never mattered, but because they will no longer control you. Healing does not always erase memory. Sometimes it simply removes the pain from the memory. You are entering that kind of healing. The kind where you can look back without breaking. The kind where you can remember without collapsing. The kind where gratitude eventually becomes stronger than regret. And from that healing, confidence will grow naturally. Not loud arrogance, not forced positivity, but quiet certainty. The kind that allows you to walk into new spaces without shrinking your spirit. You will notice it in small ways first, speaking a little more clearly, thinking a little more boldly, trying again without overthinking, resting without guilt, smiling without forcing it. These are signs too. Never underestimate small inner victories. They are evidence of invisible wars you have already begun to win. Now imagine this. You are standing on a high mountain just before evening. The sky is painted with deep gold and soft crimson. A gentle wind moves around you, carrying a sense of promise. In the distance you see clouds gathering, but instead of darkness, they glow. And from those clouds begins to fall something beautiful. Not water, but tiny glowing particles like golden snow. As they fall around you, they dissolve into your skin like warmth. Each one carrying a whisper, enough. Provided. Guided. Strengthened. Remembered. Chosen. Let that miracle snowfall cover your doubts. Let it rest on your shoulders like reassurance. Let it remind you that you are not climbing alone, because you never were. There were moments you thought everything depended only on you. But even then I was adjusting outcomes you could not control. I was softening certain outcomes, blocking certain harms, delaying certain losses, guiding certain meetings. You saw coincidence, I saw care. You saw randomness, I saw placement. You saw delay, I saw protection from wrong timing. Trust grows when you realize how much has already been handled for you. And now I want you to release one more heavy thing. The pressure to compare your journey to others. Comparison steals joy from divine timing. What is assigned to you has its own clock, its own structure, its own beauty. A tree does not compete with the river. The river does not compete with the mountain. The mountain does not compete with the stars. Each fulfills its purpose by simply becoming what it was created to be, and so will you. There is a version of you emerging now that is less afraid to be seen, less afraid to try, less afraid to receive. That version is not fake. That version is not an act. That version is who you were before fear taught you to shrink, and I am calling that version forward now. Step into your life again. Step into your effort again. Step into your faith again, not with desperation, but with partnership. Knowing you are not forcing life anymore. You are cooperating with it. Another truth you must hear. Abundance often arrives through consistency rather than sudden change. Small disciplined actions, repeated with belief, create doors that dramatic effort alone cannot open. Do not underestimate the power of showing up again tomorrow. Do not underestimate the power of learning one more thing. Do not underestimate the power of trying one more time. Heaven often multiplies what humans repeat with sincerity. Your seeds are growing, even the ones you forgot you planted, and soon you will notice something surprising. Certain things that once tempted you to quit will begin losing their pull. Distractions, old habits will feel too small for who you are becoming. You will begin protecting your energy more naturally. That is also because when you start sensing your own value, you stop negotiating with what drains you. And yes, there will still be moments of doubt, but doubt will no longer be your home. It will just be a visitor. And you will learn to let it pass without letting it stay. Remember this always, movement has already begun. Even when you rest, certain things continue aligning. Even when you sleep, certain answers continue forming. Even when you stop worrying, certain solutions move faster because fear is no longer slowing your perception. Peace accelerates clarity. Trust accelerates direction. Gratitude accelerates provision. So when you feel uncertain, return to gratitude. Even if it starts small. Gratitude opens inner doors that stress keeps closed. Whisper thank you for what is forming. Whisper thank you for what is healing. Whisper thank you for what is coming. Because gratitude is agreement with goodness before it fully arrives, and agreement is powerful. There will come a moment, sooner than you expect, when you will look back at this season and realize this was not the time you were being denied. This and from that alignment, progress will begin to feel more natural than struggle. But it will not feel like pushing against. It will feel like walking through doors that finally recognize you. So continue forward with this, knowing quietly burning inside you like a steady candle that cannot be blown out by temporary winds. You are not where you were. You are not stuck where you feared. You are already moving, even if slowly, and you are allowed to feel hope again. Take one more deep breath. Feel your shoulders relax. Feel your jaw unclench. Feel your heartbeat slow into trust. And receive this closing wave of truth like a final embrace of light. I am supported even when I cannot see how. I am calm in my waiting and confident in my movement. I am growing into the life prepared for me. I am thankful. I am guided. I am ready.